All right. Now, let me back up a little bit. Hold on. Welcome everybody. You are now listening to The Voice. All right. Now, let me back up a little bit. Hold on. Welcome everybody. You are now listening to The Voice. All right. Now, let me back up a little bit. Hold on. Welcome everybody. You are now listening to The Voice. We are the voices. All right.
For them to get all of the black gang leaders together to be able to see who is who.
Oh, that may be true.
This is just me. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm one of the biggest ones. True.
But I love the way they sent them off, though. You know, it's very appreciative.
No, it was beautiful service. I love Nipsey Hussle music. I love what he stood for. But I couldn't understand. I couldn't understand how that
Mike
happened.
wasn't going to get that, even though Mike was on a whole nother level, entertainment-wise. I mean, he's the only artist in history to sell 1 billion albums. Imagine 1 billion albums. Right, but my point is, the reason they wasn't going to deal with Mike is because Michael Jackson was public enemy #1 to the music industry. He owned the Beatles catalog, or a big part of it. He owned a big part of Elvis's catalog. He was going to go totally independent, and then he was going to start his own record label.
Yeah.
And he was going to basically sabotage all the majors. Michael Jackson was on the verge of revolution.
Yeah.
That's why they killed him.
Yeah.
Him, Jay Prince, Suge Knight.
But Mike and Prince, Rogers Nelson Prince, Purple Rain Prince, those were probably the two most, and Sam Cooke. Those three were probably the 3 most gangster musical personalities we've had. No rapper comes close. No rapper has had the balls of Michael Jackson. No rapper has had the balls of Prince. None of them.
Talk about it.
They talk how gangster they are, but in that boardroom, they get real effeminate in there. Prince and Mike, even though they was effeminate in their posture, they was gangsters in the boardroom.
Yeah, that's real talk.
You had a black man owning the rights to the most successful and popular white music group in world history, the Beatles.
Right.
Mike owned the rights. See, Michael Jackson wasn't broke. He just didn't have no liquid cash. All of his wealth was tied up into assets. Like if you got $1 billion house, you ain't poor. But you got to liquidate that house.
In order to get some money
Exactly.
out of it.
That's where Mike was in trouble. Is Sony sabotaged Michael Jackson's last album, Invincible. They sabotaged it on purpose because they wanted him to sell back the Beatles catalog in exchange for the debt.
Well,
and Mike said, I'm not selling you that. That's why he was going to do the tour in Europe to raise the liquid cash to pay off the debt to Sony so they could keep the album.
Well,
Sony Records killed Michael Jackson and Warner Brothers killed Prince.
You know, Joe.
Sony Records killed Michael Jackson and Warner Brothers killed Prince.
Well, Joe Jackson said as much in a candid conversation that we had. He said Mike was murdered. He said he was the first one to say it.
Sister Latoya was
he said, I know everybody thinks Latoya said it first, but I was the first one to say it.
His mother said it first, actually. She said in the interview that my son told me that they're going to kill me for what I know. For what I know.
Yeah, we talked to Joe. T talked to Joe and he said the same.
Yeah.
Oh, they killed Mike.
Yeah.
But see, Mike messed up because he surrounded himself with non-African people. He surrounded himself with non-African people. Prince messed up because he went back to the negotiating table. Warner Brothers wanted to remaster Purple Rain for the 25th or 30th anniversary. And they said, if you let us remaster Purple Rain, let us put Purple Rain out for the anniversary, we will give you the rights to your whole catalog. And Prince was like, wait a minute, I've been fighting for the rights to my catalog my whole career. Remember he had slave tattooed on his cheek?
Yeah,
He's been fighting his whole life. And Warner Brothers said, listen, let us remaster and republish Purple Rain 25 years. Just give us that. You can have everything else back. Prince said, okay. That's all they needed, a chance to get in. What did they say? Tuck your iron fist in a velvet glove. The velvet glove was his master's. Prince wanted them all his life. They never intended him to give him the masters. He ain't got the masters now. And they took his unpublished material. That was the whole, they didn't care about the stuff that already been released. They wanted all that new shit Prince never put out there. because Prince and Tupac had more unpublished music than published music. It was worth more dead than alive. It was worth more. Talking about Prince died of the flu when he was riding his bike outside the day before. Who you know with the flu is riding a bike in cold ass Minneapolis. They killed both of them. But see, I wish Prince and Mike would have teamed up though. That's that ego. See?
Well, let me ask you
That's
something.
that ego.
Let me ask you
the only leaders we had that was really to bury the torch and work together was Martin Delaney and Frederick Douglass, but then they split again. Malcolm and Martin.
I was about to say that, Malcolm and Martin.
That's why they had to kill Malcolm when they killed Malcolm, because as soon as King got out of jail, they was going to meet. Remember, Malcolm met with Coretta while King was in jail. Malcolm met with Coretta and they agreed to come together. Malcolm was going to run the North, King was going to run the South. And the FBI told J. Edgar Hoover, them two Negroes is about to unite. They killed Sam Cooke. 3 weeks later, they killed Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Him and Sam Cooke was killed 3 weeks apart. They was killing, they had to kill Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke owned his own masters, and Sam Cooke told Malcolm and King, once y'all fighting and come together, I'm going to fund the whole damn movement. That's when we used to be, man.
What's going on, people? How y'all feeling today? What's going on? What's going on? I'm going to address the video with Dr. Umar in a minute. I want to talk about some other things real quick. I want to talk about these certain so-called individuals, right? These so-called men on this YouTube that I constantly see doing sucker shit, man. You know, it's like some suckers, you know. That's just what I'm seeing, and I'm just trying to figure it out. It's like, to all the subscribers out there, I ain't trying to tell nobody to listen to whoever, you know what I mean? Listen to whoever you want to listen to, but what I want to say is, right, we have to start looking and listening to what people say, you know, and we got to really start paying attention to what they're saying, you know. We can't just be all in the chats, you know, having our own little conversations while these people are just doing their commentary, man, you know, and not really paying attention to what they saying. And start doing that, right? And then come back and say to yourself, ask yourself, did you really just now hear some real shit? Did you really just hear some real shit? You know what I'm saying? It's like, for example, dude, you know, the dude that basically takes everybody's creative ideas, you know, and he tries to use it for himself. That's basically what he does. It all goes back to the grown little boy shit. He was calling himself the grown man show at first, and then Pacific Blogger started calling him grown little boy, and then he went and changed the name to grown little boy, you know. So he takes people's ideas, you know, and takes everybody's creative ideas, and meanwhile he's just snitching on everybody left and right, you know. But, you know, I get it, man. I get it, you know, self-preservation. You know, that's what he had to do. He had to do what he had to do for his family. But meanwhile, everybody else's family, I guess, isn't important, you know. And all y'all people that still, you know, support dude, hey, more power to you, because I'm trying to tell you something. You better make sure your name ain't get thrown around. People like that, man, they don't have no loyalty to nobody, man. People like that, they'll tell on anybody, man. He'd probably tell on his own mama if he had the opportunity to, you know. And all this shit that I've heard lately from dude, man, it's like, dude, you really clowning, man. You clowning now, dude. You clowning. And I was trying to, like, give you the benefit of the doubt a little bit. But for real, dude, you is a stone cold clown, man. You really are. You a clown. Everybody heard this dude on his live. He called that woman the voice about at least 40 something times. Okay? 40 something times. Now all of a sudden he's want to say that, oh, you hearing it from this channel. She's the voice. But meanwhile, I said, I said like 3 videos ago that I was going, you know, that was who I was now. You know, the voice. But you know how they do, man. They try to take people's ideas and they try to use it for themselves, or they try to sabotage it, man. That's I've noticed that's what he does specifically. And he got a lot of people doing his little bidding for him on this YouTube. A lot of people that so-called, you know, R. Kelly supporters. They claim to be anyway. But they do a lot of his bidding, man. And you know what? Hey, if you can pull that shit off, brother, more power to you, you know. But unfortunately, real thinkers over here, supreme thinkers, sane thinkers over here, critical thinkers over here, we don't fall for that shit you do, brother. We don't fall for it. At all. You sat there and you sat there and you did a crime, and you really sit there and think that the people that are intelligent are actually taking your advice and listening to what you got to say. Somebody with a case of his own, somebody just convicted his damn self, and then has to go to prison his damn self. Right, dude, you looking like a joke out here, man. You looking like a straight joke, man. You for real, you shouldn't even be on YouTube like that no more, man. You should be spending time with your family. Since you always want to bring them up now and say how much of a hard time they're having. Right. But yet you still always on YouTube. Right. You know? You're a joke, man. You a joke. And what I saw on your shit the other day, or whenever you did that video, all that the voice shit, dude, you know what you doing, man. You know what you doing. And I'm just gonna let you know right here, right now, you are a clown, dude. You a clown. Simple. You a clown. Ain't nobody called that girl no voice. Her name is Nicole. He knows that. Right. He's a clown. That's what I'm saying. He's a clown. And it all goes back, like I said, he took that grown little boy name. You know what I'm saying? Because truth be told, if you want to be real about it, Tyson was calling him that first. Yeah. Remember, he was calling himself Grown Man Show. Yeah. Tyson started calling him the grown little boy, and then he wanted to go change his name to Grown Little Boy. He has no originality. He can't think of shit himself. I sat there and and started doing videos saying that I want to do I want to come up with the one supporter proposal, one support system, one supporter proposal. Next thing you know, he changed his name to Okove. One color, one voice. And that's facts. I mean, this dude don't got no originality, man. And it's bad enough that he out here snitching on everybody. Right. It's bad enough he out here snitching. It's like, how many people have you put on? How many people's information have you gave to the feds, bruh? Like, I'm asking you. How far are you willing to go so that you don't gotta do no time in prison, man? Because it's like, man, you really went hard in the paint, man. You really went hard and you still going hard. It's like, man, look, you should be worried about your own situation. You should be, like I said, spending time with your family, getting prepared to be away from them. But instead, you still want to be on here cracking jokes about people, all in the R. Kelly case. You know what I'm saying? Putting your own little spin on it, your own little narrative for them subscribers of yours. You see what I'm saying? Because they believe everything you say for some reason. A motherfucking dumbass criminal that you are. And hey, I hate to say it, but man, I'm tired of playing with you, dude. Because what I saw the other day, I realized how much of a clown you are, man. I really realized how much of a clown you are. You sitting there mad at women who you supposed to be advocating for. You supposed to be advocating for women. But you sitting on here disrespecting them, calling them out their name, all because they exposing your dumb ass. A hamhead. Yeah, calling them hamheads and all that shit. And it's like, yeah, all the women that listen to you, like, I don't understand how do they think that that's some real shit? Because she's reporting the truth. Yeah, all she doing, she just exposing this goofy ass. It ain't her fault that this dumbass nigga tried to do a crime and got caught. And started ratting on people like a stool pigeon that he is. He wants to report, expose R. Kelly and everybody else. But when people expose him, Sylvia did her research and got into his business and exposed his shit. Right. Now he's mad.
And now she got to be a bunch of names. What's
Right.
up with that?
Yeah, but he's supposed to be advocating for women, though. Man, these dudes supposed to be advocating for women, and they talk about women so bad. It's like I'm trying to figure out, like, are y'all not hearing what I'm hearing? Like, I don't get it. Because these dudes, man, yeah, I'm starting to think these dudes don't even like women, yeah? The way they be dogging women out. They be dogging women out. Do you hear me? They be dogging women out, yeah? And I'm trying to figure it out. Like, dude, are you really, your whole channel has been built off of nothing but lies. Your whole channel has been a fraud. It's been a facade. It's nothing but a fantasy.
And what jurors?
It's a lie.
What jurors have R. Kelly supporters got to or talked about when the jurors haven't been picked yet?
Right. He just makes up stuff, man. He makes up a bunch of shit, and he comes on his channel and he gets drunk. He's drinking himself to death, damn near, because he's a miserable person. You know what I'm saying? He's so miserable. Listen. He's at a point where, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this, dude, because I know this is true. You can deny it all you want. You are at a point where you are drinking yourself to death, because the truth of the matter is you are a R. Kelly fanatic. Do you understand? You are a R. Kelly fanatic, but you needed an opportunity to try to get a good rep and to clear your name and to try to get some time cut off, because you really thought you wasn't gonna get no time. That's clear now. We all can see that you thought you weren't getting any time, right? But you are a R. Kelly fanatic that is turned on R. Kelly, dogging out R. Kelly, all in R. Kelly's case, trying to make it worse than what it really is, and all that and all that. But truth be told, man, you know more fucking R. Kelly lyrics than I do, you fucking joke. He's a joke, man. He's a fucking joke, man. And like I said, these people, man, that's doing his bidding, man. Listen, it's so many dudes on here, right? The way they talking about these women on here, man, it is just funny to me, man. It's funny to me how they talking about women like that. And it's like, you supposed to be advocating for R. Kelly, or you supposed to be advocating for women, but yeah, you out here dogging out women. I mean, it just don't make sense. I mean, it's one thing. Nobody's saying to be a fool and to just take anything from anybody. But what we saying is the way these dudes go at it with these women, it's like they're going above and beyond. You know what I'm saying? They're going overboard than how they would act with dudes. You know what I'm saying? They don't even be talking to dudes like that.
Right. And some of these women have not even came out of their mouth to call him any names. So I don't understand why he has to dog out women that's not even calling him names. You know.
Right.
Period.
That little
and that he's supposed to be advocating for.
That little faction that he conned everybody into doing, that little agree to disagree shit.
Right.
I've been saying that for a long time. That is the biggest con on YouTube. That was the biggest con on YouTube. And I feel kind of bad my damn self for even being cordial with that shit, because I should have been trying to eliminate that shit from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Because I know better than that dumbass shit to fall for them little cons like that. But that nigga is a smooth con, right? But I told him, sane thinkers, he cannot do that shit with. And that's what all that voice shit was about. You know what I'm saying? All that indirect little shit. All them little indirect little disses and all that shit, you know?
We stay in our reality.
Yeah. That's all it's about. But anyway, I'm about to get off of this little clown for a minute, man. Hey, dude, if I was you, I would stop with the subliminals, man, and come real, all right? Come real and get ready to go to prison, all right? So that you can get your mind right. That's my advice to you.
I think he's still trying to stay out.
Yeah, he's still trying to stay out. He probably still working. Still working. You know what I'm saying? Still motherfucking working. Fucking jokes, man. Now, on a more important topic, okay? Dr. Umar, right? We all heard what he said. First and foremost, let me say shout out to Casey McDaniel. She left a comment on the channel saying, bringing up Dr. Umar and stuff like that. So that's what led me to this footage of Dr. Umar. As far as Sony, right? and what he said as far as Sony, killing Michael Jackson and Warner Brothers or Warner, whatever they calling themselves nowadays, killing Prince. If you really look at that and look at the facts surrounding it, I mean, it doesn't seem far fetched to me. I know that stuff like that is considered conspiracy theory at this point. But if you really just look at it, like for example, like with all these young rappers, right, that are getting murdered and stuff like that in the streets and stuff, a lot of these rappers, man, they be signed to Sony. It's like Sony. If you look at a lot of dirt that goes on, it's always Sony that seem like they're involved with it somehow, some way. Michael Jackson said before his death that Sony was mad at him and all that because he had he owned that catalog, that ATV catalog, and they was trying to get it, man. They fought him for that, catalog for so long, the catalog with the Beatles and Elvis and Little Richard. I mean, it was so many, so many prominent artists, from music history in that catalog that Michael Jackson owned. And it got to the point where they ended up making a deal with him where he owned half of Sony's entire publishing. One man, Michael Jackson, owned half of Sony's entire publishing. And people want me to believe that he administered himself with some propofol in his sleep. That's what people want me to believe. That's what we're supposed to believe, right? A man that valuable was able to administer some sleeping medicine to himself in his sleep. Boy, I tell you. And like I said before, we never once heard of him or Prince having any issues with drugs up until their death. We never heard of it. At least I never heard of it. But I'm just trying to figure out when are we gonna wake up as people, man? When are we gonna wake up as people? Now it's obvious, right, that R. Kelly has been in the business for a long time now. And according to Section 203 of the Copyright Act, if you just do the research, it all adds up. It all adds up. It's getting closer and closer to that time where it's time for them to give him what he owes, what he deserves, basically, what he has worked so hard for. And magically now they want to be dropping him from the label, and now they don't want to support him no more. And somebody said to me that they got tired of protecting his image. So in other words, they got tired of making billions of dollars. They got tired of making millions of dollars, at least at this stage of his career. They're tired of making millions of dollars protecting an artist like that's image, as if they was doing so much to protect his image. Like, come on, man. Like, the certain thing, it's one thing if you think he's guilty, that's fine, man. But don't start just claiming anything. Don't just start making up responses and making up comebacks. You know what I'm saying? Just take the L on some things. It's okay. It's okay. You don't gotta just make up stuff now. Sony got tired of protecting his image. That shit don't even sound right, man. That don't even sound right. But hey, I understand the game that we're in right now. It's all a game, People think this is a game until it happens to them. You know what I'm saying? Until it happens to them or one of their family members, they gonna think it's a game. So you'll hear little comebacks like that. You'll hear stuff that just doesn't make no sense at all. You'll hear that. But one thing's for certain. If people can't see the discrepancy in the whole point that they're trying to charge an R&B star with a racketeering case, a federal racketeering case, a case that they usually charge mob families with, real criminal enterprises. They're trying to charge a R&B celebrity that makes R&B music and gospel music for racketeering. And y'all don't see nothing strange with that. Y'all don't see how strange it is that magically this New York indictment is up first. Because that's the one that they want. They don't care about the Chicago indictment. That don't mean nothing to them. The girls don't mean nothing to them. This is all about count one in the New York indictment. This is all they want. The racketeering. This is all they want. This is all they want. Because they want that forfeiture on his name. That's all. They want that forfeiture to be placed on this man's name. But you all will see. Y'all will see soon. Y'all will see soon. And what people really need to start worrying about, man, is who are they going to do this shit to next? That's what we need to start worrying about.
Yep.
Because like I said, it's all fun and games. It's all like drinking and cracking jokes on your YouTube channel until the shit happens to you. And then when people want to start reading off your motherfucking indictments, now you want to have a problem with it.
What?
That's that hypocritical behavior. People, we got to get off of that shit. And we got to start really considering to unite and look at this from a bigger angle here. This is bigger than some R. Kelly. This is bigger than R. Kelly, man. When will us as the little people stand up against corporate America and the federal government, who clearly are working together hand in hand?
Right.
These corporations are funding the politicians. And the politicians are putting laws into place that benefit the corporations. And y'all don't see the conflict in that? That's a conflict. But y'all want to be worried about these things that don't even matter, man. Y'all don't want to be worried about stuff that don't even matter. But hey, it is what it is. All I know is we have no leaders nowadays. The leaders in the black community, the minority communities, where are they at? Where are they at? We don't have them. We don't have them. Because people are too busy trying to be the first and trying to, I did this, or, I'm doing this for R. Kelly, and I'm going to be the reason R. Kelly gets out this week, and I'm going to do that. Man, save all that shit, man. This shit is big business corporation stuff. Big business corporation stuff. This is a real machine that this man is up against. A real machine. So when you hear people coming on here trying to make it about, the YouTube bloggers are the reason why he can't get a bond, man, that shit don't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense whatsoever. Or when you hear them trying to put it all on one person or whatever, these are small fries in the situation. These are small fries. These are probably they looking to cut a deal for themselves to avoid going to prison. These motherfuckers ain't, you know what I'm saying? This shit is so deeper than what people are trying to say it. You know what I mean? People are trying to, and I think people are trying to hide that fact, man. I think people are trying to hide that fact and distract everybody with dumbass shit. Like that dude over there that's drinking all the time. Always want to be cracking jokes and shit. Nigga, you better get ready to go to prison yourself, nigga. And get your mind right. And all these motherfucking music celebrities, man, they sitting here, they are so scared to speak out against injustice. They are so scared to speak out against injustice because they don't want to stop their little peanut check from coming to them. When they could unite as one, and they could gain all the power over these corporations that have been fucking them out of their music for centuries, damn near now, decades at least. But everybody always want to go at each other, though. Shit, I'll tell you what. We got to get a weed whacker, man, and whack some of these motherfuckers out. And I ain't talking about violently. I'm just saying we got to get some of these people out of the picture because they are holding us back. And they are keeping us down as people, man. On here cracking jokes and shit. Like it's like this is a laughing matter that you out here ratting on people. Man, please. And then you want people to get back on your good side, so now you trying to make it a black and white thing. Oh, don't listen to a white man. Dude, stop it, man. Just stop. Stop. We got to put the pressure on these corporations. We got to put the pressure on the federal government. This is an injustice against R. Kelly. The same injustice that's been going on against black men and black women in this country since they brought us over here. And that's just the reality of the situation. On that note, man, I'm going to stop rambling, man. God bless everybody. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Support the channel with a donation. It's much appreciated. God bless you. Holla at y'all on the next one. Peace.